Hello, happy New Year's Eve to everyone. My name is Kim Marilyn. I have a certification in biblical counseling as well as a certification in life relationship coaching and a master's degree in marriage and family therapy, also known as MFT for short. So, I have been doing eight critical topics for what people should get before they get married or say I do. And I am actually on the last one, and this is for the last day of the year. I know that everyone is enjoying or getting themselves prepared for the New Year's celebration. I don't know what we may be doing. Because of the pandemic, I know that we will probably be watching church online. So, I don't know what others may be doing. But we're leaving out of 2020, which was a rough year for some of us. A lot of deaths, a lot of sickness and things like that was going on. The pandemic, people losing jobs and things like that. But hopefully, the 2021 has some great things in store for us. But also, some people may be getting engaged on this new year coming in. So I want you to be prepared for the marriage. So check out my other videos. Check out my YouTube channel in Kim Maryland. Check me out on Instagram, and that is at Stages of Purple Inspiration. Also, here on my Facebook page, Stages of Purple Inspiration. So let me jump right into it. To number 8. This is the last and final one for this series. So please listen up. This one details blended families. Well, I'm not going to go into details. I'm going to just hit a couple of points or things like that about the blended families because this is something that need to be discussed. A blended family, a blended family consists of the couple that's getting married and children that they may be bringing into the marriage from previous marriages or relationships. That's what a blended family is. Children from previous marriage or relationship. And once you say I do or get married, they are your bonus children. Some people don't like to say stepchildren. I don't really care to myself, so I say your bonus children. And your bonus children could be grown adults as well as little young children, but they are your bonus children. And many times it can bring so many issues that you didn't foresee this because hey, when the mother and father was just dating, it was all good, there was no threat there. But once they decided to get married and he asked and proposed to her, then there were some issues because it could be the children could feel like, hey, that ain't my mother, that's not my father, they can't tell me what to do, or they can't tell me what to do, or none of that. So it could be start some issues because it's things that could come up. It could be jealousy that come up. Um, it could be lack of trust. It could be selfishness, incorporation, and lack of communication. So that's some things that you all need to sit down and discuss. And each party or the male or the female, they may do disciplinary actions different, and that could be a problem. So that's something that you all really need to sit down and discuss. Studies show that 66% of second marriages involving children from a previous marriage end. And this could be in because of the whole riffraff of issues and problems that come along with blended families. Therefore, that's why it's so important for you to prepare for it as much as you can. I'm not saying that you're going to avoid everything. There's still going to be some issues, but it's how you prepare and work those kinks out. And just assure the children that, okay, my soon to be wife or my soon to be husband is not replacing or can't replace your mother or your father. So, just she's like a bad excuse me, a bonus mother, just like a bonus father, just like you all would be bonus children. So that could be a great thing because you could get birthday gifts, Christmas gift. different holiday scenes from your biological mother, father, and as well as your bonus mother and father. So it could be a great thing if you look at it in a great way. But like I said, a lot of issues and things can come with that, because sometimes when two people are getting married, they really thinking about themselves just in the marriage. So they're really not thinking about other children. Some people do. I'm not saying they don't, but many times they just know that they in love and they want to get married. But you will have to really discuss these things with your children and really have a sit down, and when you see issues arise, that you all go ahead and discuss those things and nip them in the bud right then, and try to get to the root of the issue of the problem, because the child could feel like you paying a lot of attention to your wife or your husband, and they can feel that that's where the jealousy can come in at. So, and even for if they do visitation to their biological mother, biological father, you know, and they may run their household totally different, but hopefully that we do not have any immature people, but which we do, that we're not talked down about um, this now spouse. So, hopefully, people will get that right. But the blended family, it can be really hard and rocky at the beginning, but also it can be smooth, and it can be smoothing out. So that is something that need to be discussed before you all get married. Um, and discussing deep details. Like I said, you can put a plan together, and I'm not saying that it will not work, but you have to know how to conquer this. You and the spouse have to be on the same page. We don't want no disrespectful children. You shouldn't let them disrespect your spouse. You need to handle that and get this straightened out, where everyone is respectful to each other. So, you know, and it could be a lot. Like I said, even when me and my husband got married, and like I said, it could be grown children or young children. My son at the time was 23, and he was still living at home with me, and everything was fine. Like I said, when we was dating, but once we got married, it was a whole nother ball game. And it could have been some of those things that came in, because he had me to himself. Meaning my son had me to himself for all those years. His father, we wasn't together. I dated other people, but marriage, that was a whole nother ball game. So he, knew that I would be with someone else. So once it came, we got married and everything, my my husband and my son kind of had their their humps and bumps. But eventually my son went on ahead and moved out, which I told him it was basically time. I did what I'd done to raise him. It was time for him to move out and move on, and he did do that. So, and he's still on his own now, and that's a great thing. So, you know, eventually it just depends on what's going on, because some people feel like they're not going to have another grown adult child, and they're trying to tell them what to do when they're supposed to be the man, or the woman of the house. So that's why I say it could get really messy, but that's where you all have the communication come in, and you have to really work those type of situations out so that you can smoothen it out. Like I said, you know some people may not experience this, but many people do. It could be a major issue, so don't dismiss that. Everything will go fine. It's cool because they like my at the time dating, but when they get married, that's a whole nother ball game, because they feel like, hey, I lost my mom, I don't lost my dad to this man or woman. So I just want to briefly come in and talk about this. So, if you book a session with me, or you have issues with that, we'll go into deeper details, because each person's situation is different. So, we have to come up with something or plan to tailor each person's um, unique situation. So I just give a brief detail of all components or critical parts and topics that need to be discussed. But like I said, you book with me or you start having problems, I want to make sure you talk about these things before you get married. you know, your everybody's situation is unique. We have to do different tools and things to see what will work for you and your household. But like I said, you have to work it. You have to stick to it. You have to do it if you want to see the positive outcome. Okay, so I just wanted to briefly come in and interrupt your New Year's Eve, but I'm getting ready to get out your hair so you all can get prepared for the bringing the 2021 New Year. And like I said, we got greatness coming in 2021. Your mindset, let's just set it on positive things and keep pushing forward no matter what comes our way. So with that being said, you can also hit me up at stagesofpurple@gmail.com if you have any questions or comment, as well as check me out on YouTube again. My page, my channel is Kim Marilyn. Facebook, Stages of Purple Inspiration, my Instagram page at Stages of Purple Inspiration. So thank you for watching. If you don't need it, please share this out with someone that you know that maybe get married or wanted talking about getting married one day, or just need the information for a future reference. All right, everyone, be blessed, and most of all, be safe.